Here we go. NFL Week 15 best bets. It's that time. I can't believe we're already at Week 15. We are rolling right along. We are going to go over some primetime games for you today, and we are going to give you our best bets. We are 71 and 65 on the year, plus 13.83 units. Been an awesome year. I want to get to 20 before the season's over. We can do it. I believe in us. Now, before we start, please hit like and subscribe. We're growing. We're getting there. We appreciate everyone following along. You guys are awesome. All of you are awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, before we dive into the primetime games, real quick, Ryan, Seahawks lost. What do you got to say about it?
It was embarrassing. Once again, Thursday night football, not super entertaining, and the Niners just destroyed us. Gino had no time. We had no ground game. It was just embarrassing. Just
Yeah,
terrible. I don't know why I have the shirt on. Like it needs just go away. That was bad feeling.
yeah. We should have changed the background too. That was not a good idea.
Oh yeah, for
Um,
sure.
it went how I thought it would, but I don't know why I didn't bet the Niners split minus 3.5. I know why. I'm not going to root against my Seahawks. But and they're just so much more physical than us. It's
Oh
not
yeah.
even like it's just not even close. They just dominate us at the line of scrimmage. And I know you finally look at the score and you just like, okay, 21-13, it wasn't that bad. No, it was bad. And the Niners didn't really try to do a lot on offense. They knew their defense was going to shut us down. And so, yeah, they played kind of conservative. Brock Purdy, I'm telling you right now, it's been 3 games now. He's not turning the ball over. He's making plays when he needs to. I don't have anything negative to say about him.
Mm-mm.
I
No.
really don't. He looks good. So,
Yep.
um, screw the 49ers. Seahawks suck, but it's been a good run. We didn't think we'd be this good. We're 500 right now. It's still overall been a good year. We just got a little teased by a month where we just dominated somehow. But
Yeah.
anyways, that's the deal. Seahawk fans, it's okay. We still have the Broncos pick. Thank you, Russ. Let's dive in. Sunday night football. Maybe not the most exciting game, but a humongous game in the playoff race. Giants at Commanders. Last time they played, they tied at 20. That's right. It was a soccer score. Well, way too high for a soccer score, but they
Yeah, that's a
tied.
lot of goals for soccer,
Yeah,
man.
that's a lot of goals. Maybe a video game soccer. Commanders are 4.5 point favorites with the over under of 40.5. The winner of this takes a 1 game lead on the other team, and they're both in the 6 and 7 spots right now, right? Yeah, 6 and 7 spots. And the winner takes a 1 game lead and also owns the tiebreaker over the other team. So they pretty much they're in full control over the other team. Now there's still the Lions and Seahawks and maybe a couple other teams that are still battling it out. But this game's huge. The winner has got an inside track on the playoffs. How do you feel this game's going to go? Which way are you leaning?
Well, the last game, I mean, it was basically an identical game, obviously by the score. But if you even break down like the stats, they ran the ball like the same. The quarterback
Hmm.
QBRs were the same. I mean, it was an identical game, so it wasn't like that score was a fluke. So it could definitely happen again. I
Yeah.
really hope not, and I'm doubting that it's another tie. Like, what are the odds of that? That would be absolutely crazy.
That would be
Uh,
that would be wild.
yeah, that would be wild. The Giants are really struggling. I'm surprised they did what they did against the Commanders last game, so I can see the Commanders. I would lean Commanders over 4.5 to and win the game pretty easily. Is what I'm feeling.
So I'm surprised the books put such a big number on 2 teams that are tied, and they tied in their game. Like everything about these 2 teams are just tied, right?
Hmm.
I'm surprised they put 4.5, but it seems like a big number for a team like the Commanders who don't blow people out. That's not how they win.
Right.
But I think the books are telling us something. Like we all know what we see. The Commanders look better than the Giants right now, and you know, I don't know if I could go as far as taking Commanders minus 4.5 because I can see this being a 3-4 point game at the end. Not quite covering.
Right.
But I will say, I just have to say this real quick. I see a big smile comes on my face when I got a cool stat.
Yeah, you're like super
God,
excited. You're like, I just can't wait to get to it. Here it comes.
I am a sports nerd. Holy cow! I just realized it on air. Thank
Hmm.
you. The Giants. This isn't even really a stat. This is just a fact. The Giants haven't beaten an NFC East opponent since November of last season.
And you play them quite a bit since the division.
Riddle me that, Ryan.
That's a good one.
Yeah, November of last season, so the beginning of last season. I don't know exactly how many games it is, but I mean, on that part, I'd take Commanders. But I mean, Commanders could win and still not cover this game. So, Commanders are the 10th best scoring defense, giving up only 19.7 points per game. They look good on defense. I think the Commanders are going to take it. The Giants are fading, and I don't think they're going to make the playoffs like we talked about in our recap video. So
Yep.
that's where I am. I'm going to give out a best bet for this doozy of a game. And yeah, you know me, I'm always good at these primetime bets.
We're
Frickin'
struggling.
A.
We'll
Maybe
figure it out somehow.
I'll just get on and say I think the Commanders win, but I don't. That's all I have.
That's not very
I think the
entertaining.
money line at like
So
minus 180. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a cross sport. Go Commanders just money line with an NBA game on a money line. Huh? Put it
ooh,
together.
there
Let's
you
get
go.
creative on Sunday night.
Now
Let's
we're
think about it.
figuring it out.
Yeah, let's think about it. All right, so that's the deal. No more Sunday night game. We're gonna briefly talk about this Monday night game because no one gives a flying crap about this game. Let's be honest. Rams at Packers -7 for the Packers. I didn't think the Packers would be favored by 7 over anybody,
I was thinking
but
the
they
same
are.
thing. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, they are. Because they're playing Mayfield. And guess what? Baker Mayfield is the hero for 1 week. He's the hero. He had a great comeback. It's about to be over, Baker. Okay, it really is. You're facing the 8th best pass defense in the Packers. The Packers also have beaten the Rams 7 of the last 8 times. It doesn't mean anything for this game because it's past teams and all that, but that's pretty crazy. 7 of the last 8 times at Lambeau Field. Sorry. My lean on this game, if I had to bet it, would be the Packers maybe -3.5 in the first half, getting off to a good start. They've given up less than 10 points a game in the first half at home, so they kind of start out strong on defense. Other than that, I mean, it's another game I got to come out with a bet on. Son of a monkey, this is gonna be tough.
Just
Over unders 39.5 on this, if I didn't mention that. So another low total. Ryan, what do you got? Give me something good.
what I would be most excited for would be the Rams winning and Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp getting into another heated argument in
Mhm.
Undisputed, like they had just a few days ago with Tom Brady and Shannon Sharp was putting glasses on the table. That was nuts. So that's what I would hope for is some sort of just classic Baker Mayfield comeback win and Skip goes off and Sharp goes crazy. That'd be sweet. That's what I'm
You know
hoping
what?
for.
That reminds me. I kind of feel like yelling at you sometimes. I think I'm gonna just let loose one time. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds like a good idea. Thanks for reminding me on that
Yeah.
and how right I've been and how wrong you've been on things. That'd be great. Okay.
Yeah.
That's enough of the Monday night game. I have to talk about this game. I am jacked for this game. I don't know why. If you asked me at the beginning of the year if I would be jacked about the Lions at Jets in Week 15, I'd say absolutely not. But I am. Let's just talk real quick about this game because we don't have a bet on it, so we're not talking about it later. I wanted to have a bet on it. I just couldn't find anything that I liked enough. Jets -2 now. The line has moved. It was a pick 'em. Over under 44.5. This is strength on strength, people. It is the Lions offense and this Jets defense, who is a top 5 passing defense. Um, it's a cold outdoor game. We know Jared Goff is not known for being
Mhm.
good in outdoor cold games. And they haven't played a defense like this in a long time. I mean, this is an elite defense. All these Lions wins that are coming, and I do believe in the Lions, but they've been coming against this bottom half of the league on defense. So, I think the Lions, in order to win this game, they have to run the ball well. The Jets are good against the run, but they're better against the pass, and they need to help Goff out. They need to run Jamal Williams. They need to run DeAndre Swift and make it easy on him. But it's not even just offense, defense strength. You know what one of the best matchups is? I know this is thrilling. You're gonna be just jumping out of your seat. The Lions offensive line versus the Jets defensive line. Those are two elite groups. So whoever wins that battle might win the game. I mean, that's really how it is. The Jets, it's strength on strength and weak on weak. Weakness on weakness. That's all it is. The Jets offense, Lions defense. That's the weakness part. So I'm very intrigued by this game. I couldn't find how this is going to go, but the Lions did just play in the stadium a few weeks ago against the Giants, and they won. Goff threw for 165 and 0 touchdowns and 0 picks, so he didn't do a lot because they ran the ball on the Giants. It's a little easier to run on the Giants than the Jets. So, I don't know. I think they just need to take pressure off Goff. What do you think?
I think we didn't want to bet this one because we don't know what we're gonna get out of Goff. Like you think that you're gonna get like 165 yards and not a very good game, but then if we bet against him, which we don't want to do because you're a huge Lions fan right now, and then he goes off, scores 2 touchdowns, and they win easily, you're like, oh, darn it, or I
Yeah.
saw that coming. So that was they're rolling, and you don't want to bet against that, but like you said, they're rolling against bad teams. It's the Jets. It's outside. It's Goff. But who knows? A fluke can happen, and Goff can get hot in the cold, I guess, but I don't know. So, yeah.
Goff can get hot in the cold, though.
I doubt it.
He can get hot in the cold.
Maybe their coach Dan Campbell's too busy watching the wave again, and the offensive coordinator just calls some random play and just goes with it again.
That was just one of your best lines you've said on the podcast. He gets hot in the cold. That goes up there with Josh Allen's big hand that we talked about before. Like the Bills are not built for the snow. Yeah, but they drafted a quarterback with a big hand. Yeah. Anyways, that might be on a blooper reel later. Actually, it wasn't on a blooper reel. It was actually live on our video. Okay. Anyways, I don't have a bet for this game. Like I said, if I lean one way, I lean down the middle. How's that? I lean right. I kind of lean right down the middle of it. Yeah.
I would go
I
Lions.
don't know.
I think
Lions. I do too. I think the Lions will score just enough, and the Jets won't be able to keep up. But we'll see.
I think with White being hurt as the quarterback, takes one bad hit, that can be brutal because he got beat up really bad the last few weeks and whatnot. So I think that affects it some. So I'd go Lions.
Good point. And those are ribs. I mean, it takes one more hit on those, and you're just gonna have a hard time breathing. So, yeah, I'm surprised the Lions moved because Mike White could, he's questionable. He sounds like he's gonna play, but yeah, that's interesting. All right, here we go. NFL Week 15 best bets. That's right. We have a bet that we haven't had all season long, and we're gonna start out with it right now. I am jacked up. We didn't know we each had this bet, but we both love this bet. So we took our 1 unit each and made it a 2-unit bet. December bet of the month. You don't want to miss this. This is a winner, folks. I'm going to start it out and just announce what it is. It's a thrilling one. I mean, you're going to just be jacked. Here's what you have to do. You have to watch the game and root for field goals. That's all you got to do. Can you do that? Under 44.5 Dolphins and Bills in Buffalo. I have things to say. I'm going to kick it to Ryan first. We both love this bet. It is the bet of the month for 2 units. Ryan, what do you got?
That's a great bet. We got Tua outside in the cold, which does not suit him very well at all. And then it's a divisional game. Like we've said all year, divisional games go with the under. That's the best way to go. And then we have, they already played each other, and it was a low scoring game in that one. So I just kind of expect the same. Dolphins aren't playing great defense, but the Bills' offense isn't like rolling or anything like that. Josh Allen has been struggling since week 6, and the Bills play great defense and can definitely stop the Dolphins from scoring points and being electric. So that's why I love this one. When we talked about it, you said it. I was like, man, I'm not changing my bet. I want this one. We're sticking with it, and that's why we decided to do this bet of the month, double the unit type thing. I love it.
Yep. I asked him. I said, okay, what's your first bet? Let's put it on the sheet. He told me, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. That's my favorite bet of the week. We literally did not talk about it. This is meant to be right here. I'm gonna feed off what Ryan just said. The Dolphins don't like the outside. There is a number on their record on temperatures below freezing or something. They're not good at it because they're used to the sunshine. The Dolphins, let me just say this one thing. They used heaters last week when they played the Chargers in 55 degrees. Nighttime LA, and they used heaters on the sideline. This is the huge part of this under that we need to talk about. It is going to be 25 to 30 degrees outside with a 90% chance of snow. I've heard anywhere from up to 7 to 9 inches. I know I've said that before, but there's supposed to be snow. At the very worst, it's going to be absolutely nut cold. I mean, it is going to be freezing. And so a freezing game in a divisional game, by the way, divisional unders are hitting at a 60% clip. Divisional unders outside are almost 70% clip. Oh, just the stat that you might need. Here's another thing. Yes, they only had scored 40 points together last time. The Dolphins' offense is not as good right now. They are struggling. The Bills have played 4 divisional games. Count it, 4 divisional games. All 4 have gone under this total. They have yet to play a divisional game go over 44.5. Let's make it 5 straight. Dolphins' last 2 games scored 17 and 17. Offense is not exactly humming right now. I don't know if something's wrong with Tua. I think some defenses are kind of defending the middle of the field because that's where they've been beating teams, and they're kind of catching up to Miami. So we'll see if McDaniels can kind of adjust and on the fly here. So we love it. Under 44.5. I don't really care who wins. I just want an under for a big 2-unit win. Whoo, baby, let's do it. All right. That's the first joint bet. I'm going to give you my first bet now. Titans +3. I know. This is a team that everyone and their mother does not want to bet on right now. Because what happened last time you saw the Titans? They got crushed by the Jaguars. But you know what? They had 4 turnovers to 0. It was a fluky game. Anytime you have 4 turnovers and your opponent has 0, you're going to lose the game. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Derrick Henry had over 100 yards. He got slowed down in the second half. Some of that's because the Titans had to throw the ball more. Um, but they're playing at the LA Chargers. And last time we saw the LA Chargers was prime time. They beat the Dolphins. Oh my gosh, the Chargers are back. They are the dominant team. Don't fall into this one game. The books want you to take the Chargers here. The Titans were not +3 about a week or two ago. So don't just get fooled by 1 or 2 games. I understand the Titans are not loaded on offense, but you know what this matchup is not good for? It's not good for the Chargers defense. The Chargers run funnel defense, and I've talked about it all season. They can't stop the run to save their life. I mean, they are a bottom 5 rush defense, and what do the Titans do? They run the ball. And who do they have? The king of all kings, Derrick Henry. They run the ball down their throats, keep Herbert and them off the field. I do think the Chargers are playing a little better, but the win over the Dolphins, if you really look at the Dolphins lately, they haven't been playing well. So don't overestimate that. I just think the Titans +3, they have a chance to win. Maybe sprinkle a little bit on the money line if you want, but I like the Titans +3 at -110. Lock that one in. Kind of a contrarian bet, which isn't a bad thing sometimes. So that's what I got. Ryan, give me your
All
bet.
right. I'm going to jump on the Eagles bandwagon and go team total over 29 points at -112. This offense is rolling right now. Highest scoring offense in the league at 29.7 points per game. And they're playing the Bears, who give up 25.6 per game, 29th worst in the entire league. The Bears can't stop a team from running. And what do the Eagles do? Yep, that's what they do. They turn around, they hand it off. Miles Sanders is dominating right now. Jalen Hurts. So just run the ball, and then they have explosive weapons downfield. You get them sucked up on the play action, go over the top, hit a quick touchdown. So 29 points. I think that's an easy one. We're going there for my bet.
I like it. I might have to look at a Miles Sanders player prop like we won last week.
That's what I
If they
was
keep
thinking.
hanging, if they keep hanging 60 somethings on his player prop, we're gonna have to. I'm assuming it's gonna go higher and probably at least be in the 70s. But he had 140 or something last week. So yeah,
Yep.
that's a good one. Tell the fine people for just a bit outside what the temperatures might be in that game.
It's gonna be
It's gonna
cold.
be
It's gonna be
pretty
a
getting
little
crazy.
cold, but I didn't see any rain for snow, nothing like that. So they can play in some cold weather, especially if you're trying to run the football, play action over the top. I think the Bears are going to score some points, so it makes the Eagles still have to continue to score. But I don't even know if the Bears
Hmm.
have to score points for the Eagles to keep scoring, just because their offense is just that dominant right now.
Yep.
They can do basically anything they want, and I want to see that going or keep that going.
Yep. I like it. Um, the over in the game might be decent also, but the Eagles team total. When you are betting a team total, you kind of want to bet it, hoping the other team scores
Hmm.
some too. You don't because you don't care who wins. You just need to hit your team total. So you want someone who's going to keep scoring to make the Eagles. The Eagles need to keep trying to score so they're not up, 24-0 and just kind of putting in backups and all that stuff. But Eagles are humming, and the Bears can't stop anything right now. I mean, anything. So I like it. Third, and the final bet of the show. This is another beauty. It is December football, ladies and gentlemen. It is cold, and when you have cold and two crappy offenses, you run to the window with your under. Under 38, the lowest under I have ever taken in my life, I think. Ravens and Browns. Holy cow. Lamar is probably out. It will be Huntley and it will be Deshaun Massage Watson. He looks awful. He has played 2 games. Guess how many offensive touchdowns they have in those 2 games? Uno. Yes,
Oh,
that's
one?
right.
Ah,
One.
darn! I
Last
thought it was
game.
zero.
Deshaun Watson has one more touchdown than me and Ryan do this year. I just want to point that out. Two terrible offenses. Low 30s for this game. It is going to be cold as anything you could ever imagine. Playing in football. I mean, you could stand in this weather, but I mean, can you imagine getting hit in this weather? That
Oh,
just can't be fun.
I've done
It
it a
can't
few
be.
times. It hurts. It's achy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. What do the Browns do on offense, Ryan?
Run the football or do
What do the
nothing.
Bear? What do the Ravens or nothing? What do the Ravens do really good on defense?
Being consistent, but they're good at stopping the run.
They are good at stopping the run. They are the second best run defense in the entire NFL. The Browns aren't going to do a lot. They're not going to rely on Deshaun Watson. He's not going to all of a sudden go light it up for the first time after 2 terrible games against this Ravens defense. The Ravens offense isn't going to do a lot, even though the Browns defense is kind of hit and miss. This Ravens team, I mean, they can't do much, especially with Huntley. 10-9 versus the Broncos and 16-14 versus the Steelers. That's their last 2 games. I see this game being like 16-13. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
13-10, like a 10-7, maybe halftime, maybe 7-7. Like, I know I have to stay away from like special teams touchdowns and defensive touchdowns,
Mhm.
but even with one of those, I still think I got a little room. I'm gonna be honest; these teams are just not good on offense. So temperature low 30s, 2 bad offenses. Ravens can stop what the Browns do. Deshaun is terrible. Huntley's not much better. Lock the under 38 in for the Ravens and Browns minus 110. Ryan, is that ugly or what?
That is
Huh?
ugly for sure. I was thinking this game too, but I remember telling myself no more with the Ravens, so that's why I stayed away from this one. Like there was things I was looking at, I was like, no, I've told you guys, I've told the people, I've told myself no more with the Ravens, so that's why I stayed away.
Thanks for bringing that up.
I
I
had to.
uh I don't know if this is really a Ravens bet. It is because if the Ravens are going to screw me, they're going to put up like 27 that game for some reason, and then I'll say I'm done with them again. But I don't know why they keep popping up. They're just an under machine. They
Yeah.
just
Oh,
are,
they
and I
are.
have to hit the under. I know 38 is low. I think it's yeah. Anyways, that's the deal. Those are our bets. We got a December 2-unit bet of the month. Bring up that bets recap page. Let's do this. Ooh, baby, look at that with the arrows and everything. That is beautiful. Under 44.5 Dolphins and Bills. 2 units. Go get it before it goes down because this weather is ugly in Buffalo. There's going to be fans helping guys to the game again. And then Ryan's got Eagles team total over 29 at minus 112. That's right. Keep that offense rolling. And then I go Titans +3 against the Chargers. And then finish it off with the beauty under 38 Ravens and Browns. Remember, there are 3 Saturday games, including the Ravens and Browns, and including that Dolphins Bills. Saturday night primetime Dolphins Bills in the snow. Be there, be square. We're going to have a couple of our bets done by the time Saturday's over. So be sure to get bets in early, knowing that there are 3 Saturday games. Lost that stupid Seahawk bet on the bottom. But player prop bets are going to be coming soon on TikTok, and they're going to be coming soon on YouTube and all the good stuff. So we are excited. We are ready to roll. Keep this going, up 13.83 units, but be sure to check out those player props. We're about 4-1 in our last 5 on the Saturday videos for player props. They don't really come out until tomorrow, so I'll dig in deep to those and just see what's going on. So I'm excited for that. Our NBA recap and top 10 power rankings video just got released. Be sure to go check that out if you're following the NBA. And man, Ryan, tell the people how good the NBA bets are doing right now on TikTok, huh?
Oh, I'm loving it. It's awesome. I can't believe some of the views or the numbers we're hitting. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you guys. Like, I can't believe we decided to finally hit record. We've talked about this for so long, and we're like, let's do it. Hit record. And some of the numbers we're seeing, it's just like, wow, thank you so much. So just keep it going,
Yep.
keep it rolling.
Yep, ditto. I agree. 32-19 on the year. We had the Grizzlies -2 just now, and they won by about 187 points, I believe it was. So that was fun. Anyways, let's keep it rolling. Leave a comment here on TikTok, anywhere you want. Let us know what your best Week 15 bet is. I'm curious. These are some tough games, a lot of divisional games, cold weather. That's why we only found what 5 right now for this week
Yeah.
instead of usual 6 or 7. So, but we got more
Injuries,
player props coming.
all of it.
Yeah, injuries too. That's right. That's right.
Hmm.
So player props coming and primetime bets coming. So we got more to add. Big week 15 ahead of us. Let's keep winning. Appreciate everyone. Take it easy.